Hello, my name is Violet River Ports, and I intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all, and I intend to worship all and exclude no one. The entire world is ruled by reptiles. They're also called archons, I guess, basically they have these like cults, and these cults rule everything. You know, the music industry, the film industry, they're all these cults. And if you want to get in to, you know, be famous, do anything really with any of these people, you have to do all this crazy fucking shit that's like really, really nasty and really fucking just terrible. And they fucking get off on it and shit like that because they feed off all that negative energy. These reptilians, these parasitic entities, they feed off negative energy like that. So the earth is flat, and it's a disc basically, like in the center of the earth. It goes out like this, and that's the ice wall. But so in the center of the flat earth, where all of our compasses point to, there is the Holy Grail. And what I mean by that is, the Bible is an allegory, and Jesus is the sun, and red light is menstrual light. So Jesus places his blood into the center of the earth, and that's the Holy Grail, where we can, you know, get eternal life. But if you want to get to the Holy Grail, and you want to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all, you have to spill your blood over your intent to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. The reason is because it's the Garden of Eden at the center of earth, and it's protected by beings, by all manners of creatures, giants and stuff, and animals that can talk and crazy shit. And it's just a place that we've never seen before, anything like it. And if we want to, you know, pass into these sacred lands, they're going to have to know that our intent is pure and that our heart is as light as a feather. And you do this through blood over intent. Specifically with the words, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. And I intend to love all and exclude no one, which it just makes it a selfless thing. You can write heaven on earth for the benefit, you can write I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, but heaven on earth for who? You know, it has to be a selfless thing. And you know, with my other videos, I've talked about, you know, stuff that you have to do, like you can't eat meat, creatures, pigs, cows, anything, they're all sentient, they all feel emotion, and that stuff, that energy, you know, in slaughterhouses, all that negative emotion that they experience, that horror and that just, all that, you know, it's really terrible what they have to experience, you know, their buddies getting slaughtered and shit like that, and, you know, just the desperation and shit like that. I mean, all that stuff stays with the meat, and when you consume meat, which we shouldn't be eating meat in the first place anyways, because we have flat teeth. You know, we don't have the capabilities to eat raw meat. We shouldn't be eating meat, period. So you gotta stop eating meat, and plants are conscious. You know, everything's conscious on Mother Earth, the flat Earth. There's consequences to living on flat Earth. You know, the sun above our head is a conscious entity. It knows what we're doing, and you know, it's looking down on us, and it just can't figure it out. You know, because it is obvious. It doesn't. You know, to me it wasn't obvious. I was watching Quasi's videos for a really long time. Not a year, probably like 8 months, and, you know, from now. And at first, I didn't think he was crazy. I respected him because, you know, I was just getting into how the moon was fake, and realizing how that couldn't work with the globe and everything, and like it just didn't make any sense, and I was so confused, and I was yearning so great for truth. I'm so grateful I stumbled upon Quasi-Luminous's channel, and you know, listening to him talk about the flat earth and just be my alarm clock to constantly say awake, awake, awake. You know, there's so much disinformation out there. There's so many people that claim to know what's going on, but none of them have the spear of destiny like Quasi does. You know, he can just see stuff that I'm only just now starting to really grasp and see. But it's crazy and it's beautiful, and I'm really grateful and thankful to be me and be who I am. And you know, I used to be transgender, so it's just been such a crazy journey. You know, my mom and my dad split up when I was really young, so I had to like totally, you know, cut out that masculine element from my life. My mom told me I couldn't be anything like my dad, and she like mentally abused me and stuff like that with just like the way she raised me. And she did a great job raising me. She's a wonderful mom. She taught me a lot of things. I wouldn't be here without her today. She's footed the bill for me a lot of times, you know what I mean? She's a wonderful person, and I love her with all of my heart unconditionally. And anything other than unconditional love is manipulated bullshit, so you can only ever have unconditional love. And so, you know, and I reconnected with my father and stuff like that too, so everything's cool. But going through life and stuff like that, and having that, and then all this stuff imposed upon us, and I didn't, you know, I was very confused with my sexuality. I really didn't mature very fast when it comes to that. I was pretty meek, and I was pretty small when I was a kid, so I was made fun of a lot, and I was very emasculated at school and stuff like that. So, you know, I had very unreasonable expectations of masculinity, and I wanted nothing more than to escape from it, and all this hypermasculinity that I felt imposed upon me. And I had a stepdad who was very hypermasculine, and he would physically abuse me because he knew martial arts too, which was, you know, very dramatic, very traumatic for me. And you know, a lot of that caused me to have a lot of repressed memories. And my mom, because of everything that happened with my dad, I was very stunted with my mental growth and just my ability to explore things. So I just, you know, I was indoctrinated and stuff like that. I heard the word transgender when I was 13, and I'm like, that kind of sounds like a solution. And I said that. Sorry, I propped it up against my phone, my car dashboard. And I'm a little bit crazy of a driver. No, I'm a delivery driver. It's, you know what I mean. So, anywho, the Earth is flat. It's basically the division sign, and one end of a light hole is a black hole. Every time I see that division sign, I just, you know, that's what I see. And it's not because it's not true. It's because that's reality. And these symbols are the language of the universe. They're the conduit through which energy flows through, and everything is vibration, frequency, and energy. And if you don't believe me, just look up how symbols affect us subconsciously. You know, that's why I got into symbolism, and I started looking into it, because I realized it was everywhere around us, and it had a very real effect on us. Logos are logos, which is Lucifer. You know, it's, or sorry, not Lucifer, but the Aurora Borealis, or the, you know, the Great Dragon Typhoon. You know, language, etymology. Sorry, off topic. What was I talking about? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. There was a black sun. I guess I'll talk about something else. So, sorry, there's a bunch of cops up here for some reason. The only legitimate authority is that of the parent over the child. Any other form of authority is illegitimate. It's designed to take power away from some people and give it to others. Well, from everyone and give it to a few people. Right now we live in hell. You know, that's why we say hello and why we say help, and you know, it's all very hidden in plain sight. I remember watching a movie called The Librarian when I was young, and it had a scene about how a book about the Spear of Destiny was just hidden in plain sight in a library, just sitting on a table. And it's interesting because the compass is the spear of destiny, and if you spill your blood over your intent will be pure. You have to really mean it, but it aligns the forces of the universe behind you. It's how Quasi captured his powers and why he's the way he is. Not that that's a bad thing. Mark's Mark, and I think he's awesome. I think he's the coolest, and I can't wait to meet him. I was thinking for a long time that I was gonna be... Oh, I remember what I was talking about now. So, the whole transgender thing. When I was 13, I heard the word transgender, and it just kind of stuck with me as an option.